The topic on tobacco is really quite the interesting one in regards to if it is to be considered a sin or not. Most Christians overall agree that smoking tobacco is to be deemed as a sin, with a more minority overall believing that it is acceptable to smoke. To start from the very beginning, let us look at why there are so many people who do not see smoking as sin before we look at the situation from the perspective of the Bible. The first argument that some people give is that smoking only becomes a sin once you only start doing it excessively and when it forms an addiction. Many people like to compare smoking to everyday used products like coffee and Coca-Cola by saying that those things are also very bad for your health and anybody can become addicted. But whilst this is true that you cannot allow yourself to become addicted, this doesn't change the fact that smoking is still a sin, even if you try to compare it to those other things. Another argument against this view of smoking is that many godly men have been smokers, such as the famous British preacher Charles Spurgeon, who was known to smoke cigars. This argument also doesn't hold any weight, because even though Spurgeon was a fiery preacher and a man of God, that doesn't mean that his actions were right, and in fact, they weren't. He was not glorifying God through his smoking at all. The Bible never directly mentions smoking. There are principles, however, that definitely apply to smoking. First, the Bible commands us not to allow our bodies to become mastered by anything. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 12 says that everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial. Everything is permissible for me, but I will not be mastered by anything. Smoking is undeniably strongly addictive. Later in the same passage we are told, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought with a price. Therefore, honor God with your body." Smoking is undoubtedly very bad for your health. Smoking has been proven to damage the lungs and also the heart. Can smoking be considered beneficial? Can it be said that smoking is truly honoring God with your body? Can a person honestly smoke for the glory of God? The answer to these three questions is a resounding no. As a result, we believe that smoking is a sin and therefore should not be practiced by followers of Jesus Christ. We, however, are in no position of predicting whether you will end up in hell or not for smoking. But we do know that sin causes us to be separated from God, and if we die separated from God, then we will not inherit His kingdom.